Well, we still got 2 left tonight, but I am almost done for the evening. Got a long day tomorrow. Double duty. Meadows back at Northfield Park. So I'm going to bring you a video tonight. I'll give you another little recap in the morning, but I wanted to close out the night. A lot of updates coming your way tonight. And when it comes to tonight's racing, not bad. Not bad. A few little tweaks to be made. Obviously, What a Mission made a break coming off the car. We did scope him after a little bit of blood there, which is a little surprising because he didn't do a ton of work tonight. I know his feet are bothering him a little bit more. We had taken the flip-flops off him. We can change that. Reverse, go back to the flip-flops. I don't love going to the flip-flops going into Delaware, but our options are limited at this point. So we'll go back to the flip-flops with What a Mission for this week coming up. Now, he does not have to qualify because it is a fair race coming up. He can't race in the last Buckeye because he raced in the last Sire Stake. Wow, did that blow up in our face. Still fits the Buckeye final, though. So my job right now, as I said to Jason, I said to the vet, and I'm about to tell the blacksmith also when I talk to him, our job, cumulatively, will be to get this horse back to 100% for the Buckeye final. That is the biggest race left in his career, so to speak, right now. We have the little race next week in Delaware. That'll be fine. That'll be fun. But let's get him back on track. So Lasix is a yes. Flip-flops back on, I suspect, is a yes. We just have a few little things to talk about tomorrow between myself, Jason, the vet, the blacksmith, so we can get a few of the horses squared away. Prince Charmer, I think, had a little something going through him this week. When I went there a few days ago, his pasterns were filled up a little bit. His feet were a little hot. No mucus, no anything like that, but he just wasn't great. And then tonight, a little rolly in the turn, so his feet bothering him a little bit. Was there something going on with him? We'll get to the bottom of that tomorrow, but I think I'm not super concerned with either horse we just talked about. I think both horses had a story going into tonight, was told tonight, and we get a chance to fix it for their next start. So those were the two kind of letdowns for tonight. Let's start off at the start of the program. I told you guys we were going to move some of the horses out that had narrowing paths and bring in horses with an abundance of paths. And our first acquisition to race since then, I believe, was tonight. A Sliver of Fashion. Man, you see the difference between a horse that has some experience, some competitive experience, coming in and then dropping him into that maiden class. We were able to tag him and put him in the maiden, and he just looked like he looked like a skunk at a tea party. He won pretty handily tonight. Earplugs in and looked good doing it. Last half in 59 or 58 and 4, third quarter in 28 and a piece, and looked very, very good. I was impressed with A Sliver of Fashion. Nice looking horse. Looks like he's lots to offer. Very lathered up after the race. I do want to make sure he gets electrolytes. He was very lathered up after the race, and still a stud, so that may change at some point, maybe down the road. Not really doing anything wrong, but just the fact that he's lathering up quite a bit. You can only do that so many times throughout the summer, throughout the fall, before it starts to affect your electrolytes, so we don't want that to happen. So when it comes to A Sliver of Fashion, just keep an eye on him. Just want to keep an eye on this guy. I want to message Gloria. She's still back at the barn to make sure that she gets him some electrolyte paste in the room tonight. Now, in the second race, we went out with Prince Charmer, who I talked about, and Sweeney. Prince Charmer, I'm going to turn the page. I think we know what's going on there. We can fix that. Sweeney, I thought a great mile after last week. Acted kind of colicky and weird last week, and then couldn't train him up real hard. Went out and raced very good tonight. Finished up right in behind them. I know Ryan Stahl was happy with him after the race. Ryan said finished up really good, finished up, right up on top of them. He was happy, I was happy, and as I said, Prince Charmer, I think we can get to the bottom of that pretty easily. What a Mission making a break was upsetting, but we did have some other out-of-town scores that were good. Atlas Hanover raced awesome, second and 52 and a piece from off the pace. Looked very, very good tonight, so good job by Stacy and Brett again. And Gandalf the Black, one of his first ever miles, maybe the first ever time he's ever raced on a half, and he looked good. 54 and a piece, closing up to be a good fourth place finish. I thought I thought the horse raced very, very well. So a good night for the most part. A win with a Sliver of Fashion, our newest horse, racing. A second with Atlas Hanover, a fourth with Gandalf the Black, a fifth with Sweeney, and we had a breaker and Prince Charmer who just wasn't on top of his game tonight. So we still have White Tiger coming up at the end of the night. Who's the other horse we have? White Tiger is going to race soon. I knew I'd forget one. Of course I'd have to. Anyway, I know we have 2 left. Absolutely positive that we have 2 horses left tonight. We did buy a horse yesterday. Obviously, many of you had jumped in and bought shares in Never Lose Felix. That is an international money colt. I just saw him today at the barn. He looked great. And also today we bought Halakai. I think that's how you say it. Halakai looks good too. And again, bringing horses into here or into the meadows that fit those types of classes is a great fit and a great start. So Halakai will race next week in that class that is Sliver of Fashion just won, as he moves up a level now, I believe 1 level into the non-winners of 2. So that's what went on today. Obviously, the big story of the week is what's coming up. I guess not just the sale. We have Tactical Mounds, who we supplemented into the Elegant Image. The eliminations are this weekend. I think she drew 6. The only concern is she'll race 5 or 6 weeks in a row now. She's a racehorse. She'll live. She drew okay, and then I talked to Ron Burke last night and I said, hey, just your thoughts. I see that the Houghton has a consolation. You know, I know he's made 80 and that might be enough to get him there, but what are your thoughts? So I never heard back from him. You know, or he said, yeah, you know, we'll see. You know, whatever. But Ronnie's just always so dry and always so vague. I just left it alone. I get to the meadows today to qualify All Gas, No Brakes, and School, Memory and Imagination, and qualify Steel Cowboy, and Ronnie's there qualifying horses. He says, hey, Adam was training the horse this morning. He said if he trained good, he'd enter him in the Houghton. I said, okay. He goes, you know, obviously there's some tough horses in there. The horse has been racing great. If he happens to get in the consolation, he's a real player. And if he ends up in the final, you know, he always just finds a way to make money. So, you know, I don't have a problem with it. I said, oh, okay, it's your call. So he comes out, of course, draws the 9-hole, because why wouldn't he? He always draws the 9-hole. So Mel Gibswan draws the 9-hole, and as I said in an earlier video you guys can watch, Memory and Imagination was absolutely fantastic today in schooling at the Meadows, 58 last quarter and 28, but felt very, very good. Felt like the old Memory and Imagination pre, you know, that displacement and flipping. So when I look at what took place last week at the Poconos, what happened now, and the rest of his career before the Poconos, the only contributing factor is that just that hellish ride from Megan's Firm to the track where they were stuck on the trailer for God knows how long. I would suspect that was, that was the one thing that caused all that. So all I know is he was great today. We are going to enter him in the Keystone Classic, and we are going to enter him in the $400,000 final in Kentucky. Now, I can tell you this. He's sitting 12th right now, but I think there's a better than good chance he'll draw into the final. If he does, he will be scratched from the Keystone Classic. We will have to pay the starting fee. May get fined, although it's not fair to fine us because we didn't enter him in 2 places. He was 12th when we entered him. But to be fair, as I said to Tim, you have a responsibility to your clients also, and to not enter him in a $400,000 race when, aside from assuming a layover, these are 2-year-old trotting colts, by the way. Assuming a layover in Carl doesn't make a mistake, he's still competitive with much of the rest of the field. And if Carl happens to make a little boo-boo, who knows? So I am confident that we can get Memory and Imagination around Kentucky quite quickly. After knowing what we know about how he handled the surface last time, I would be very surprised if we didn't get him around quite easily this week in Kentucky. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Not that long ago, I was wrong. But I think, I know a lot of our clients say, play it easy. Playing it easy is great all throughout the summer. Now this is the latter part of the year. And we have, the Keystone Classic, and then what? Then take him down to Kentucky and race in the International Stallion, or put him away? Yes, we could. It just feels like there's a lot of could-haves and should-haves on the table. And as your partner, and as somebody who's heavily involved with him, and as the guy who sat behind him today schooling, I really think he should be going to Kentucky. on the weekend. So if we have an opportunity, we'll go. If we don't, maybe we don't draw, and then we just stay and race in the Keystone Classic. So be it. But all I can tell you for sure is he was very, very good today. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get some gas preemptively for tomorrow because I have to get up and go to the Meadows and then come back to Northfield Park tomorrow night. And then the crazy stuff starts. Thursday morning, bright and early, down to the sale in Pickaway in Circleville. And then after that, back home. And then Friday morning, it is sale day. So with that, I will let you go. Thanks again. I see a few little trickles coming in, people buying the last little bits of the buckets. For those of you saying, well, we'll just wait and we'll buy since the buckets aren't sold out. All the buckets will be locked on sale day. And everybody that owns shares in those buckets will have first choice of every horse that we buy before anybody else. And that's only fair. So for everybody out there saying, oh, I'm just going to wait and I'll pick up whatever I want, I will caution you. I don't want anybody saying, Anthony, that's not fair, and I wanted to, and I was just going to wait. I just wanted one of the buckets. I'm just letting everybody know right now, fair is fair. The people that buy into those buckets will get first choice of any remaining shares in any horses bought at the sale on Friday. And I believe what I discussed with Wendy and Kelly was Monday morning, 9 a.m., all available shares will be put onto the stable.ca market. That's the fairest way to do it. If I'm wrong, drop me a line, but I think that is the fairest way to do it. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Good luck to everybody with the White Tiger group. It's starting to bug me now. I can't think of the other horse. Everybody with the White Tiger group and the other mystery horse racing. I will talk to you all very soon. Take care.